Hello? Yep. Late bloomer? Okay. What?
Rebrand number 47.
Rebrand number 47. Here we are on Late Bloomer because I tried to do Good Talk podcast. That was taken. It looks like there's a Christian couple, or I don't know what kind of couple. They're a couple. They're into God. They're trying to push a good message, and they're doing Good Talk. So I'm not trying to do what they're doing. I'm trying to do something different, even though I say Good Talk all the time. So now I'm just going to go with Late Bloomer because I am a late bloomer, because I have a lot of aha moments, and I don't think I've ever had an epiphany. So, and we know that because I've said that before. Here it is. I'm Brandon Lavecchio. I usually have somebody on the podcast with me. I do have Lady Laura in the background. She loves when I call her Lady Laura. She is a lady. Her name is Laura. She's the engineer today. She's going to make sure that everything runs smoothly because something always happens when I'm on here. And we have a half an hour to 40 minutes to just get something going. Starting off 2023 really good. I took my anxiety meds, even though it sounds like I'm talking fast right now. I do need to take a breath and slow down. Because I'm like out of breath. You hear it? I did the light in 2 minutes, and now I'm super out of breath. Always have to burp. Only have to burp whenever I'm talking to somebody or whenever I'm recording something. Never just when I'm by myself. No gas all day. Then all of a sudden, a bunch of gas. 2023 started off pretty good. It started off okay. We're soaring. We're watching movies, going back, watching the classics. A lot of Tom Hanks stuff. I love Tom Hanks movies. I was talking about anxiety just a second ago. I took my ashwagandha. Ashwagandha. Is it ashwagandha? Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha. I took my ashwagandha so I can lower my anxiety. I took my brain function pills. I don't know what's in that. And because I'm growing the lion mane out again, I took my biotin. Ashwagandha. Got the coffee here. Got the water in the Vol State Pioneer Cup. Turns colors. I'm 10 years old, so I like a cup that turns colors when you put the cold water in it. Lets you know that it's cold. It's like the Rockies. It's January. It's January 2023. I had a haircut last year in January because I tried to clean up my life. I tried to go back to work for the man. Got a job as a store manager at T-Mobile here in Gallatin, Tennessee. I was like, you know what? I'm going to cut my hair, even though they're all inclusive. You can have gays, straights. You can have someone who's confused in between. You can have an alien can work here, and they would be like, our first alien at T-Mobile, yay, all inclusive, woo! But me, I was like, I'm going to clean up my life. I was doing too many drugs, which is really just weed. I was smoking too much, and I was drinking too much. So I was like, I'm going to clean up my life. I don't even know what I'm at now. I'm at something, 250-something days. Oh, that's work day. I'm at 250-something days. 253 days. Cool, 253 days. But I got a haircut. Oh, there's the train. Probably hear it on the recording. It's fine. Train goes by here every single day. How many times a day? It goes by so many times. I was thinking about putting some speakers up in the room and doing some white noise at night for us. So at least we just have a constant for 8 hours. Maybe we'll hear less the as it goes by, at 3 a.m. Got to be up at 5. But I got a haircut in January. How's the hair? How's the hair right now? It's okay. I never trust when somebody says my hair is okay. I never trust when somebody says my hair is okay. If I ask somebody, how's my hair? They're like, it's okay. I don't think they know how it's supposed to be. Because I know how it's supposed to be. I know how I want it to be. I know how I want it to lay. And that's just what I envision my hair. First of all, my hair never looks the way that I want it to look. In my head, I'm walking, I'm flowing, the wind's going. I've got this this lion mane going out, and then I catch a glimpse of myself in like a car window or a storefront or an actual mirror, and I'm like, oh, that's not what my hair looks like at all. And it usually just looks like a dirty tumbleweed just going across the ground. Dunk, 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 dunk. It never looks the way I want it to. But I cut it last January because I was like, I'm going to clean up my life. I grew my hair out for 2 years. Now it's time to cut it. I regret it. I regret it since I cut it. When I cut it, I was like, this was a mistake, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to do this lifestyle. I'm going to pretend I did the store manager thing for a few months. And then right before I found another job and quit T-Mobile, I realized this fade hairstyle is not for me. This white dude, like, get a number 2. What do you want to get? I want to get a number 2, fade it up to like whatever. That's not for me. I did that for so many years when I was in the military, and I don't like it. It looks nice. I think it looks nice. I get a haircut. I've seen pictures, old pictures. And I'm like, all right, that looks okay. But it's like moments that it looks okay. And then you look around and everybody has the same haircut. And I just don't like that. Movies. Billy on the Street. Billy the Kid on the Street. We've been watching Billy the Kid on the Street lately with my lady. You love that show. Billy the street performer, the kid. Billy the street performer, the kid. Eichner. Billy the street performer, Eichner. If you're not watching Billy Eichner, then you have no joy in your life. Watch that man. The way that he performs on the streets and asks people questions and then just runs off screaming at them, it's amazing. It's what I aspire to be. I think Billy Eichner is one of the funniest people in entertainment. And if you don't get his humor, I'm sorry. I know. Even some of the celebrities. Even, what's his name? The late night guy. What was his name? Took my anxiety meds. Took anxiety pills. Took my biotin. Grew my hair. Didn't take I took my brain support function pill. I don't remember what's in it. You're laughing. I'm going to figure it out. Not Jon Stewart. The other guy. What was his name?
I don't know why I want to say O'Hare.
It's not O'Hare. Stephen Colbert. O'Hare. Oh, that guy O'Hare. No, Stephen Colbert and Billy Eichner. And I'm sure Stephen Colbert gets it because he gets everything. But O'Hare.
O'Hare's from the Lorax.
He's from the Lorax?
Yeah.
That's like when you call Bobby Lee Don Von Schumer. What? I remember watching Bobby Lee and asking you, what's that dude's name right there? You're like, Don. What's his last name? Von Schumer. Don Von Schumer, dude. No, it's Bobby Lee. It's not even close to Don Von Schumer. Billy Eichner, Billy, the street performer kid on the street, and Stephen Colbert. It looked like he didn't get it. It looked like he was just like, I don't get the humor. I don't know what's going on. In the beginning, like he's screaming. When he screams and he's like looking around, everybody that's walking by, like, oh my God, dude, like we're like gonna disrupt. We're gonna disrupt what? You're in the streets of LA. What are you disrupting? 10 feet away, there's a guy with his dick out trying to show you what he's working with. Hasn't showered in 9 months. Yeah. Asking you for $1. Hey, got $1? Dick's out. You gonna put your dick away for $1? Maybe for $5. Did I tell you the story about... Did I tell you? That reminds me about the guy who yelled at me when I tried to give him that really expensive French toast breakfast. Did I tell you about that? I just moved to LA. I was trying to do stand-up comedy, which is incredibly hard. All respect for all the stand-up comedians out there that are in the grind doing it. I'm currently not doing it, but I'd like to get back into it. I was trying to do it. When I say I was trying to do stand-up, I really was just smoking weed and like walking around the streets of LA, telling people I was doing stand-up. That's fine. Anyway. And there was this really expensive breakfast place. And I mean, French toast, pancakes, things like a French toast meal in the morning was like $17-18. And if you said this, it's LA, but if you said, I forget the name of the restaurant, but if you said the name of the restaurant, people knew. They were like, oh yeah, dude, you got it from there? That's good stuff. I walk outside, I have this French toast breakfast. I see a guy sitting on the side of the road. I'm like months, if not weeks away from being homeless. I had just found like a place where it had like 4 bunk beds to a room 4 bunk beds in this studio apartment, and we're all subletting a bunk bed for a couple $100 a week. And so I'm just like weeks away from being homeless, from basically being this guy right here. And I go up to him and I go, hey, man, here you go. Here's, I just thought you'd like this breakfast. Eggs, hash browns, $17 French toast. He gets pissed off at me. No! Pushes it. No! I want money. And I just was like, okay. I just took my little bag. I took my bag. I walked down. I took like 2-3 steps, and I got enraged. And I turned around, and I was like, it must be nice to have an options. And his face, I just remember his face. And I was like, okay, I should probably leave. This is his city. It's not mine. I'm visiting. I'm going to go. Start walking down the street. About a block and a half later, I just hear screaming behind me. Hey! Hey! And I'm like, what the hell? And you can hear it in the streets when there's not a lot of cars and it's echoing and bouncing off buildings and somebody's being loud enough. And I just hear this, hey, get back here. And I turn back and this guy's doing his pirate's peg leg walking down the street. And I'm like, it's the same dude. And it was like the dude it was like Jason Voorhees, because no matter how fast I walked, I turned around, he was gaining on me. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. So I finally just took off running. I swear to God, took off running. I was like, I'm not going to fight. Who knows how many. You don't fight a dude like that. You don't fight a dude who doesn't have a place to live, first of all. I had a place to live. Also, you don't fight a dude that has feces on him. You don't fight a dude that probably has urine all over his body. You don't know how much urine. You don't know where he's been. He was dirty. He looked like he was a white dude, but he looked like he was a white dude that never showered. So you're like, well, if I say another race now, I'm racist. They're going to be like, oh, white people that don't shower look like that, so then I'll get canceled before I ever get started. So I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm saying, even though I'm not saying that. You want some of my coffee? I know you do. You're going to take a drink and then fall asleep. Whoa. The thing, I could see that. I could see your Rudolph right there. My brother's doing a jiu-jitsu tournament in February. Let's plug that. Bronson's doing a jiu-jitsu tournament. What is it? What is the thing called? It's called, I have it right here. It's on one of these pages. It's the official Tap Cancer Out BJJ Open Fundraiser. My brother's raising money. He's trying to raise $1,000. He's now at $736. My brother, Bronson Graham, he is a BJJ blue belt. And ever since he got into it, he is obsessed. He's doing tournament after tournament. This is the first tournament where he's actually going to try to raise money, and it's for a great cause. He's actually raising money for cancer. And our cousin a couple years ago died of pancreatic cancer, so he really feels that cause hits close to home. And he was going to do a couple $100. I remember talking to him. He's like, I thought I'd do a couple $100. And he's like, why don't I go for it? Why don't I just go for $1,000? So to be braggadocious on purpose, I donated the first $100. I was like, yep, I'm in. I'm doing good in life. I can donate $100. Donated $100. And then my mom came up with like some random number, like $243 or something like that. Yeah. It was such a random.
All of them are random amounts if you look at them.
So the reason for the random amounts, it's whatever you're donating. I should explain. So whatever you're donating, it's going to put. It asks you, do you want to include the taxes and the fees? So whatever corporation, whatever company is doing the donations, you can say I want to do $100 minus the fees. So if you do $100 minus the fees, it'd be like, I don't know, $93 because they want to take the fees out of it. So you're not really donating $100. So then they ask you, do you want to do $100 and your fees so that it doesn't touch your donation? And everybody, of course, is doing that because nobody wants to be like, here's $50, but take out the $6 for. And it is all different because I think it's a percentage of how much you're donating. Because mine was like $105. Somebody else's was like $13 because they donated more. But yeah, that's why it's like that. I got a lot of phlegm. I got like something back there. I can't like get it out. What's been some stuff that's going on? Got in a fight recently. Said some poor things. Yeah. Said some poor things to my lady. Had to wear a bag. I didn't have to, but I did. Let's do. Go put the headphones back on. Put the headphones back on. So I got in a fight with my lady. This is going to be great for the audio, by the way. I have no idea what this is going to do. Can you hear it? Is it bad? If I do that, it's bad.
I can't hear
You can't hear? Can you hear me at all?
outside of the headphones. Yeah.
Then why do you have them on?
I don't know. I'm just sitting here.
What?
Yeah.
What? How can you not hear them?
I know why I can't hear.
Oh my God, dude. Give me that. You are unbelievable. You've been wearing those the whole time and you couldn't hear anything. Why are you wearing them? You're like the 5-year-old that's playing with like the older brother on the video games and he gives you a remote that has no batteries in it.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then if you're a smart 5-year-old, you're clicking buttons realizing they're not moving and you're like, this is bullshit. Yeah.
Except for I'm the one that thinks I'm winning.
So the reason I look like a Dollar Tree Magneto is because I got in a fight with my lady, didn't know how to apologize. And 2023, I'm like trying to be humble, trying to understand this body and this thing that I am and grow as a person. And so I'm at work on Sunday and I realize I'm going to go to the gas station. I'm going to go get a paper bag, which they didn't have any paper bags like the size of like a man's head. So I had to get 3 paper bags and I got 3 because I knew 2 would be enough, but I'm going to rip one of them. I didn't though. So I got the paper bag and I came home and I wore the bag for a few minutes. I apologized with the Reese's Fast Break because they're delicious and my lady does not like flowers. I mean, she's a girl, so she likes flowers, but she's not like, get me flowers for events and things, you know? Yeah, give me food. Mama likes food. Can you hear me at all? Oh, I can hear me now.
Yeah, it's a little loud.
It's a little loud. Well, I'm going to take this off at some point, but it's just for the bits, just to show, like. So I said, sometimes I wear my heart on my sleeve a lot. A lot of people wear their hearts on their sleeve, but I thought, for humility, I'm going to wear a paper bag in my head. And I told her I'm wearing this paper bag to show my humility, to show my apologies. I'm sorry. And it seemed to work because I started laughing, had a good time, ate the Reese's Fast Break. Did you eat the Reese's Fast Break? Mm-hmm. You did? Yep.
After dinner.
After dinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not after.
Okay. She let me touch her naked body after that, which was great, and that's good. So I knew I was in, but I'm going to take it off now because it's hot. How much time do we have? What are we doing on time? I feel like I'm talking about a whole bunch of nothing, and time is just flying by.
We still have like 45 minutes.
They keep trying to get me to attend this virtual call for talent. Will you attend this virtual call for talent? And it's not for like people that, it's a company that gets you in. You pay a membership. It's like a gym membership. What is this thing called? The virtual open. Okay, what is it? Oh, it's 99 Entertainment. If you've ever heard of 99 Entertainment, they are just a talent agency that for actors, models, things like that. But what they want is it's just like a gym membership. They want you to sign up for the gym, and out of the 100 people that are signing up for the gym, 10 of those people are going to use the gym, and the other 90 are going to pay their membership for the next 2 years and basically keep the facilities nice for those 10 people that are going to the gym. And that's what this is. So 99 wants to collect your money. I'm not saying they don't have success stories and things like that, but it does seem like it's very much a pay your membership, and hopefully we find you some work or something like that. I'm not into that right now. I'm actually trying to build the resume. Guitar lessons start 2 days from now. Today's Monday. Today's Monday. Guitar lessons. I signed up for guitar lessons because I was home for 15 days at home through the Christmas break, picking fights with everybody, picking fights with the lady, picking fight with the lady's kid, and just being unruly, even to myself. Even I was so annoyed with myself and just everything that I was picking everybody apart for everything that they were doing. And I hated that. So the lessons didn't come in time, but it's now something that's set up for the future, so I have somewhere to go as I start to learn guitar. Maybe, I'm getting frustrated if I learn chords, if I learn a couple songs. Now I can remove myself from the situation, and instead of going to the bar and breaking my sobriety and breaking my 253 days and breaking that sobriety and going and sitting and drinking beers at the bar because I'm pissed off at what's going on at home, which is really just me being pissed off at shortcomings that I have and then taking them out on the family, I can hopefully go and play the guitar, play some music, learn a new song, something like that. Because we're about good solutions here in 2023. 2023, going hard with the good solutions. See, it's doing that fuzzy thing. Do you hear that?
I only hear it in one ear.
Put it down and it goes away. Put it up. And it's still gone. Yes, dude. School starts here not January 27th, January 17th. It's January 9th. Got to get ready to go back to school. Been off for a few weeks. Time to get back in gear. Get another semester under our belt so we can get these degrees. We can get this shmoney. You know what shmoney is, right? Shmoney. It's spelled SMH. So shmoney. You just silent H. Yeah.
It's not SCH?
No. What? Oh, what is it?
You said SNH.
What? Did I?
Yeah.
Probably not.
I probably did.
SHM. Shmoney. What'd I say? SHM. Shmoney. What'd I say?
There's not a C in there?
No. There's not a C in there. Yeah. Yeah. It's shmoney. It's if you get shmoney, you get shmoney. Shmoney is sex, hoes, and money.
Oh.
Yeah. To make the money,
I
you
was
get.
about to say fancy money.
What were you gonna say?
Fancy money.
Fancy money? You about to say fancy money? Them Tennessees, man, them fancy money. Oh, dude. When you go twang, dude. When you go twang. When you go full twang. When you start talking fast or when you start getting mad at something, or I notice it a lot when you go talk to your family, like when we're at your mom's house and you start getting talking to them people and you're like, guess what we did the other day? Oh, went to Maddie's Gymnastics. We had a fun time. Yee! We went and saw, we went and saw Lightyear, favorite movie, cried right when they do the scene with the to infinity, and beyond, cried. I cried. Mama had a tear. That's when you get the most twang. Well, I'm like running out of stuff to say. It's amazing how like I have so much to say off the podcast and I want to just keep going. And then as soon as you get in here, it's just like it dries up. And I have so much respect. Like the people that I love watching, Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, they're on a podcast together, so that's kind of different. But like people like Theo Von has his podcast, and he has guests on, but he also does it solo sometimes, and he just talks. And he just talks about himself, and he just goes. And I'm trying to settle into that. I'm trying to settle into just like being able to listen to my own voice and just, it's not that, I want to be okay with listening to my own voice. I don't think that's ever going to be a thing. But talking about myself. The reason I wore the bag is because I was like, I'm not going to be able to apologize the way that I want to apologize. If I wear this bag, it'll allow me to be kind of like how Andy Kaufman wore that bag for a little while on like movie sets and whoever he was doing. I was watching that Jim Carrey documentary, and Jim Carrey was wearing a bag pretending to be Andy Kaufman so that he can get into the character of Andy Kaufman and just submerge, be submersive, fully submerged.
Submissive?
Stigmata. Submissive? Not submissive. That's way different, dude. He's not trying to be submissive. Yeah, he's trying to submit to the character, but not submissive. Like, oh, put handcuffs on me, spank me, call me daddy. Not going to be able to sleep tonight. It's all good. Gonna have to touch some genitals together. You want to touch my genitals? With your genitals? That's why I want to learn to play guitar so I can make songs like "Touch My Genitals." Bow. There we were Saturday night, looking into each other's eyes, hoping she touched my genitals. Bow. Those are the songs I want to make. Everybody's already made all the other songs. There's so many good songs. I can't make those songs. I tried to write songs. You're So Nice. I remember, that reminds me of when I was like sitting at the cigar lounge and I'm trying to like write fake ass poetry, and I sent you a couple of stupid things and you're like, oh, that's so cute. And like, I'm reading your response to me writing this busted ass poetry, and I'm like, you're just so nice, or I think that's it. You're just in love with me so much. You're like, I don't want to crush them completely and be like, this sucks. But I do think that there's something in that when like somebody's trying to do something and they're just not good at it, and just being like, hey, tap them on the shoulder, hey, sit down, it's okay. Yeah, let the poets write the poetry. You don't have to try to do everything.
Sometimes it's me being nice, and sometimes it's bless your heart.
I think it's only those things. Sometimes it's you're being nice, and then sometimes it is. Most of the time it is just bless your heart, but you don't say that. And it's Tennessee, bless his heart. What do I talk about? I wrote all the, huh?
How Turner and Hooch, how she euthanized the dog.
Turner and Hooch. The end of Turner and Hooch, me and my lady got in an argument the other day about the ending of Turner and Hooch. And it wasn't an argument. When I say an argument, we just got in a disagreement. She saw it one way, I saw it another way. And here's the thing. I think that's the thing I'm trying to learn the most, being in a committed relationship with somebody who I want to spend all my time with, is being okay with knowing how wrong that person is sometimes. It's like knowing how
Other opinions can be better than yours.
it's not an opinion. It's not like an opinion that like their opinion is different. So like respect their opinion. It was, if you remember the end of I think it's 1984. I think it is 1984. Is it 1984? We'll find out if it's 1984. It's the Turner and Hooch. It's Tom Hanks. It's the father from Family Matters. 1989 Turner and Hooch. And at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, the movie's 30-something years old. Probably older than that. Wait, what was it, 89?
1989, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's 30-something years? Yeah, 31, something like that.
34.
34 years old. Spoiler alert. The dog dies, okay? Hooch dies. He gets shot. And when he gets shot, he goes down. Tom Hanks' character takes the dog to his girlfriend's house, which happens to be a vet. Great writing, right? Just, it was set up from the beginning. You didn't even know. Of course she had to be a vet because trauma bonds people, right? Trauma bonds people. And when you have trauma, it bonds people, it brings them together. So what's better than to have her be a vet, because she has to try to save the dog at the end. Now, what happens is she's giving the dog an IV. She's giving Hooch an IV and giving him some pain meds because he's taken on a bullet. Tom Hanks' character is sitting there. He's starting to cry. It's one of the times in the movies where you can really see that he's emotionally bonded with the dog. He's about to lose the dog, and now he sees how much the dog means to him after everything he's done, destroying his house, destroying his life, working the case hell. And now he's at the point where he's like, if I lose this dog, I'm going to be sad. I don't know what I'm going to do. My lady says she's pushing. She tells the kid. She tells Maddie. She tells the 5-year-old, the little person in the house that lives here rent free. One of the 3 things that live here rent free. By the way, it's me, it's Lady Laura, her daughter Maddie. We got Toby Tobias, Knucklehead, and then we got that little boy Ravi, fat ravioli boy, who's a cat. And 3 of them don't pay rent. So those are the 3 that don't pay rent. Maddie doesn't pay rent. I don't know why that's important to the story, but Laura was telling her how, this is because we just lost a dog in the family, and the dog that we lost was Chloe girl. It was her time to go. She had some cancer. Someone came to the house, pushed some meds. She went to sleep. R.I.P. Chloe. We love you. Miss you. And then Laura says, that's exactly what just happened in the movie is what happened to Chloe. And I say, what? What? The vet did not push meds to make the dog go to sleep. And now here's the fight, dude. Because now I just am trying to understand how this person thinks that while Tom Hanks' character is sitting there crying over his dog, hoping that the lady who's the vet is going to save his dog's life, is secretly, without telling him, pushing meds to make him go to sleep to never wake up again. Spoiler, watch the movie. Dog dies. Lady pushes an IV, gives him some pain meds. Doesn't kill the dog, dude. Doesn't kill the dog. The dog dies from the bullet wound, not from the medication the vet gave her. We're over this house. It's called a difference of opinion, but there's one opinion that's fact and is right, and one opinion that is just going to stay a fantasy. Also, there's 4 or 5 Lassie dogs by the end of it, and 1 Hooch dog. Identical Lassie dogs. Do you hear that?
It's the dishwasher.
The dishwasher, dude. It sounded like a man taking a piss behind a 7-Eleven. Do you know what 7-Eleven is? They have 7-Elevens here in Tennessee, right?
Yeah, they're building one on the next exit down.
They do? Okay. You didn't know what an AM/PM was.
I don't know what that is.
AM/PM is a 7-Eleven. AM/PM is a gas station.
Makes sense.
They don't have, fun fact about Tennessee, they don't have AM/PMs in Tennessee. They also don't have Carl's Jr. They have Hardee's. Get it together, Hardee's. You're Carl's Jr., you're always going to be Carl's Jr. Don't understand it. Don't understand the different territories. And like on the East Coast, they're like, we're going to do it. We're going to use a star. We're going to call it Hardee's. And on the West Coast, you can do the same thing, but you can call it something different. We're going to call it Carl's Jr. Don't understand. Just call it the same thing on both sides. It's the same thing. It's the same spicy chicken sandwich. It's the same waffle fries. It's the same strawberry shake. All those are my go-to. When I was younger, yeah. What was I saying? Forgot what I was saying. Turner and Hooch, man pissing behind the 7-Eleven.
Yep, talking about her euthanizing the dog.
She didn't euthanize the dog. She didn't euthanize the dog. I know she didn't euthanize the dog. And she didn't euthanize the dog. The fact that, can we agree that movies are movies? Movies are movies, they're fake.
The Lassie dog.
They're fake. Movies are fake. So what happens by the end of the movie is, well, earlier in the movie, you can see that Hooch who I believe is a Mastiff. It's like a very I'm pretty sure he's a Mastiff, but he's like a emaciated Mastiff. He's like underweight. He's old. He looks like Scar from The Lion King. His body looks like Scar. You can see all the bones in his body. It looks like a pillowcase full of deer antlers for a body. And he hooks up with the Lassie dog, which is what kind of dog? It's the Border Collie. Is that what it is? Lassie's a Border Collie. Hooks up with a Border Collie. There's 5 Border Collies downstairs barking their heads off, and then there's one Mastiff puppy upstairs. And my lady says, I wonder where they got the dog from. What? I wonder where they got that Mastiff from. And I said, that Mastiff is part of the same litter as the Border Collies. And I don't think it's a Border Collie. I don't think Lassie is a Border Collie. I think it's a different dog. Just look up Lassie. Look up Lassie dog. It's like it was a TV show, Lassie.
It's a rough collie.
Rough Collie. So there's Rough Collie, Border Collie, and probably a miniature collie somewhere in there. But there's 5 Border Collies, and there's 1 Mastiff. My lady says, she's like, I wonder where they got the other one from. They're all the same age, dude. They're all the same age. It's a movie. We know that they're not going to look like that. We know they're not going to have 5 Border Collies and 1 Mastiff, and they look perfect, and they look exactly like their parents. They would be a mix of something. Their hair would be jacked up. One would have long hair with brown, wiry stuff, and it would look bad. But let's agree, it's a movie, dude. It's a movie. They're trying to set it up to be perfect. Also, the way the dog gets shot. He jumps in from a window on the roof. Like, how did he get on the roof? They don't show how did he get on the roof? And then he jumped inside the window, and then he's walking along the scaffolding or the air conditioning up top. And then jumps down and gets shot. None of that would happen either. Right? Okay.
Have you ever seen those dog shows?
Dog shows? What about the dog shows?
Yeah, where they're walking on those tiny things up there.
Yeah, those are trained. Yeah. It can happen.
Yeah.
What's my purpose? What do I want to do? That's what I wrote up there. Believe. Sometimes I struggle. A lot of times I struggle. I struggle to stay positive. I think that's why I want to do this podcast. I want this as like a weekly thing for me. Because I remember when I was in therapy for 2.5 years, just sometimes on a Thursday, you know, when you're just staring at that guy who's in line, the guy who wants lotto tickets in front of you, and you're just trying to hurry. You're just trying to hurry and grab your caffeine, fill up your car, and get back out. Right? Get back out, fill up the car, and get out of the gas station. And you're standing behind the guy that's like has like $10 to his name and wants to pick a couple of lotto tickets, but he can't remember. Oh, can I get a number? That guy. Let me get a number. You're like, come on, guy. Let me get a number. How about I get a number? Let me get a number 3. 2 number 2s. It's like he's ordering he's ordering from freaking Carl's from Hardee's. Let me get a number 3 and 2 number. Oh no, not 2 number 2s. Let me get a number 1 and let me get a 9. And you're like, oh my god, dude, let's go. There's that guy. I always get stuck behind that guy. I don't even know what I was just talking about. Something about stay positive. But I'm struggling to stay positive, and I want to do this podcast because I want to appeal to anybody. If there's one person out there who logs into this, who subscribes, who hits the like button, who throws a comment in there, and this podcast talks to them and reaches them and gives them some sort of purpose and something to look forward to on a weekly basis, because that's what it was. I had something to look forward to on a weekly basis. Kept talking, dude. Kept talking and figured it out. Kept talking, figured it out. So on a weekly basis, I remember in line on Thursday, I'd be standing behind that guy at the gas station or the grocery store or somewhere, and he'd be picking those numbers, and I'd just like at my wit's end with the week, with the day, with life. I've been suicidal for quite some time, and I've battled through that. And I almost lost it again. And having that thing to look forward to, knowing that on whatever's happening on Thursday, if I could talk to the therapist at the time was Dennis. His name was Dennis Malenix. And knowing that I could talk to him, I think it was Tuesdays. I think it was like Tuesdays at like 5:00. At first, I started driving to him, to Riverside County, and seeing him once a week. We tried, I think, once every 2 weeks at one point, but went back to once a week. And then, of course, COVID hit, quarantine. I had to do Zoom calls, and that kind of ruined everything. We continued, but it wasn't the same. But knowing that I could talk to Dennis for 1 hour, once a week, I would compile all these things that I wanted to talk to him about. And then once I got there, a lot of the things would just fall off, and I wouldn't talk to him about it. I either forgot about it, it wasn't a big deal, I had gotten through the moment. But in the moment, knowing I'm gonna rip this dude's head off. I'm gonna lose my mind here in public, and I'm gonna be a full Karen. What's the male Karen? It's
Brad.
Kyle. Yeah, going fucking Kyle on people. Yep. And instead of going Kyle on people, know that I could talk to Dennis, and it just kept me at base. So if this if me struggling keeps me here in the booth, call it the booth, the podcast booth, the box, if it keeps me here and it keeps me talking and it keeps me alive and can help with positivity, can help with get ideas flowing, maybe build a community, try to build a community on Discord, try to get some people in the comments on the YouTube channel and get a dialogue going and build a small little community of people. And it's not a sad community. It's not a community of people that are like, we're just gonna be, talking about all the sad stuff. And I mean, you can share topics, you can just share stories, you can reach out. Maybe it's when I was doing a different podcast, I did have a phone number that people could call. I did do that for a little bit. Maybe we can bring that back. Not like a advice column. It's not like an advice column, but maybe like just kind of answer some questions, tell you some things that I've done. Like when I say I was suicidal, I've built lists. There's one technique that they use where it's a questionnaire card of things that are important to you, people to live for, reasons to live, why you don't want to do what you're doing, all sorts of questions that are on there. And you can type it up or somebody can write it out for you, but it's specific for you to write it out. And I figured it out quickly. I remember getting to like question 3 or question 4 and being like, I remember I was writing it and I was like, I want this to look neater. Maybe I'll type this up later. And then it hit me. I was like, they don't want you to type it up. I even asked Dennis too at the end of it, and he confirmed it. And they don't want you to type it up. Because when you're in your last hour, or if you're in the hours leading to that last hour, and you pull that card out, and not only does it have questions of why you should live, and your answers that you wrote when you were in that frame of mind about, I'm going to check out, I'm no longer going to be here. There's also phone numbers at the bottom, like people that you put on there. I put my brother on there. I put my best buddy, Zach. I had my mom. I try not to lean on my mom too much because it kind of, mom freaks everything. Once you're a mom forever. Like, it doesn't matter. Anywhere you go, whatever you do, moms are always like, I hope they're okay. So I try not to lean on her too much for that type of stuff. But the important thing is that the card is written in your handwriting. It's written in your handwriting so that as you're getting closer to the final hours and you're really questioning your mortality and you're not really sure which direction you're going to go, especially if you start making a plan, the idea is to pull out your safety net. And one of the fail safes, actually, if you ever worked with any cell phones or batteries or anything like that, any electronics, they have fail safes put in place. And this is a fail safe. That as you pull out your wallet and you pull out this card that has all these questions and your answers handwritten on there, you see your handwriting. And it actually pulled me out a couple of times because I would see, what is a reason for living? Of course, my daughter, Avalon. A purpose to live. Avalon. And not just her name being on there, but that was my handwriting, which means at some point I felt different than I do right now, which is me wanting to take my life because I feel like there's no solution. I don't see a way out. I don't know how I'm going to get past this moment. But then I see the paper and it says Avalon, and I go, wow, I wrote that. Okay, let's go back to that moment. Let's wait for this moment to pass. So that was one tool that I really used that helped me a lot. And if I can share stories like that, and if I can share anecdotes or share anything that's helped keep me alive to this point, because right now it's January 2023, and my journey for fighting for my mortality started June 1st, 2018. June 1st, 2018. That's when I left the house. I was married. I had a daughter with a woman. She shared her daughter with me, so that's a stepdaughter. So there was 2 girls in the house. And June 1st, 2018 is when I left, and my world went to shit. And after it went to crap, smoked a lot of weed, did some drugs, started drinking a lot, and then I needed to find my way out because I was gonna die. I found Dennis Malenix. I got help through the VA. I'm a vet. I was in the military for 13 years as a reservist. I went overseas once to Iraq. Fob Kalsu. Woo-woo, Fob Kalsu. I think they deactivated the Fob Kalsu Facebook page, but they used to have a Fob Kalsu Facebook page where people would go and talk about when they were there and what was there when they were there and stories that they had and things like that. But the last time I checked, I'm pretty sure they got rid of it. I lost my momentum. forgot what I was talking about. Oh, you going to check it out? See if it's on there? It's Fob Kalsu. It's Fobkalsu. Kalsu.
One word?
Huh?
One word?
No, 2 words. 2 words. Fob Kalsu. I'm sure there's other pages since then, but the main page that I looked at, how many followers?
1,000.
I think it's a new page. It's 1,000 followers. There used to be more.
This was from 2012.
2012. So anyway, I got help through the VA. It took a lot of work. It wasn't easy. Some parts of the VA and some people, they really do want to help. It's just that the system is so just convoluted with, it's just so busy. It's so busy. The number one thing that I've learned through therapy and through getting this help and staying alive, and I've actually talked to Lady Laura about this because depression and anxiety runs in her family. Her father struggles with it. A lot of people love him. We're trying to help him through that. And we believe that we're going to be successful with it. And of course, you have to believe that you're going to be successful with it, but we need him to do what I did. And this isn't to put his information, to put his business out there. And but anybody who's going through something like this is you have got to be willing to help yourself. That is the hardest thing is to it's like somebody handing you a jacket. It's cold outside and they just have a bin full of jackets and they just hand you a jacket and go, here, put this on. And you just look at it and drop it on the ground. It's like, I know it's such a simple caveman analogy, but they're just like, here's a jacket. It's cold outside. Put this on. And then you don't put it on. They can hand you jacket after jacket after jacket after jacket. And if you don't put it on and help yourself, you're never going to get warm. You're never going to get warm. It's the whole, you could lead a chipmunk to water or something. What is that saying? Yeah, horse, chipmunk, hippopotamus. If you lead an animal to water, you can't make them drink. They got to want to drink themselves. But it's that. It's totally that. Anyway, I hope this podcast helps somebody. I hope I get better at it. I want to continue doing it because I look forward to doing this. I do get anxiety about doing it because I want to make a good product. I want to make a good product. I want to have great conversation. That's why I was going to call it Good Talk for a little while, but we're going to end up calling it Late Bloomer because I am a late bloomer and I push things off. And sometimes, a lot of times I'm a pessimist and a lot of times I'm a procrastinator. And I need to take those 2 P's and trade them in for positivity. And this helps me to be positive. I just get a little bit of anxiety trying to figure out if I'm going to do this by myself. If I can talk to a camera for half an hour to an hour. Who's going to hear it? I don't know. What I've learned through my acting class and going to Vol State at the college there and just being vulnerable, trying to stand up for a little bit is that you can't worry about it. You have to just put the information out there and let other people decide what it's going to mean to them. And that's it. You're going to be creative. You're going to make art. You're going to do a painting. You're going to do some stand-up. You're going to make a movie. You put it out there, and then it's up for the people to decide what that means to them, what they're going to do with it. So that's what I'm going to do here. If it reaches somebody, if it saves one person, I know people say that is very cliche. If it saves one person, it's worth it. Like, it is worth it, okay? And you know what? If it saves nobody, but it saves me, I think it's worth it. If it saves nobody and I just get people in the comments hating on me like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, he's just blabbering, he doesn't know what he's saying, this is a boring podcast, fine. Then this is going to be a vlog of me just coming in week to week, maybe every couple of weeks, depending on school schedule, things like that, but coming back in and trying to catch everybody up on my life, the 9 subscribers that are on the channel up on my life. But if it saves me, if it gives me something to look forward to and to check into, because I don't play video games. I don't get into the video games. I'm not going to the bar anymore. I haven't been smoking any weed. I've been doing the family life. I've been going to school. And I just needed something else. I got those guitar lessons coming up, but I really want to do this. I really love this They call it a medium? Maybe I'm not using that right. I love this media. I love this platform. I just love doing stuff like this. I want to get better at it. I want to reach a community. Let's set up a Discord. Let's get a community going. And we're out because we got to go watch the kid do some cartwheels. She's in gymnastics at 5:30. She's going to do some cartwheels and some backflips. And we got to go talk to parents that we don't want to talk to and pretend like we like them and hang out with them for a little bit. All right. Thanks for checking out the Late Bloomer podcast. We'll see you next time. Hopefully I have more important things to talk about. See you on the Discord. See you on the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, share, comments.